Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skol Brothers.
Welcome to episode 90 of the Sports Card Talk Show. Going to do a little Monday Mount Rushmore action today.
Me and you.
Yeah.
We're doing the Buccaneers, man.
We're going to do the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
We not from a lack of trying.
We had a couple people kind of bow out on us. So
we're down to the final three, man. We just got to knock this out.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun researching the Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
A really, really long and just terrible history to start off with, but they had some great players still in those years. And then we, just to mention a few guys that I grew up watching. Paul Gruber was a tackle for the team, solid tackle for the team. I remember when the Vikings and the Buccaneers were in the NFC Central back in the day, and I hated seeing James Wilder come to town, or when we go down and play them. He was a really good running back for him. Mm-hmm. And Hardy Nickerson, a really hard hitting linebacker. Those are a few guys that I seen back while I was when I was a kid watching them.
Sure.
The team got really good in the 90s. And, in 98, the Vikings had a historically great team. Because of that, Tony Dungy left us and went to the Buccaneers, so we got to mention him. Yep. The Tampa Bay was starting to collect some really good players. Tony put it all together, and then John Gruden got all the glory. A lot of those players on that team, though, gave Tony his due. So those are just some of the honorable mentions.
Mike Allstott,
Mike
Dunn, Simeon Rice. Just
all these guys part of that. All of those guys part of that great Buccaneer team that just throttled the Oakland. They were the Oakland Raiders, then, weren't they? I think they were. Yeah. I think they were back in Oakland. Yeah. I think they were in Oakland at that time, but absolutely throttled those guys in that Super Bowl.
Yep.
In 2002. So Super Bowl 37.
I think we're going to jump into the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
We mentioned them. Their mentions. That's good, I think.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start out with the first one on the Mount Rushmore. One with John Lynch. Played college ball at Stanford. He was a backup QB until he transitioned to safety in his junior year. He almost left to play professional baseball, but when Denny Green left, Bill Walsh took over and he talked him into staying for his senior year. So, and then I didn't realize this. Like you said, studying up on players, I didn't realize he was drafted by the Florida Marlins. And he actually threw the first pitch in the organization's history for their minor league team, the Erie Sailors. And his jersey with the Sailors is actually in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, 2 seasons in the minor league. So.
Dude, I think I have some John Lynch baseball cards.
I figured
probably 92, 93 Bowman or 94, but something like that.
Yeah. Yes. I was not a football fan until about 2002. I think you guys talked me into playing fantasy, so I'm always brushing up on football history. So, drafted by Tampa in 1993, he had 11 seasons with the Bucs and 4 with Denver. He's a Ring of Honor with the Bucs and a Ring of Fame with Denver. Super Bowl champion, 9-time Pro Bowl, 2-time first All-Team Pro, 2-time second team All-Pro, Bart Starr Award winner, and a PFWA Executive of the Year, Pro Football Writers Association. Obviously, with the 49ers as Executive of the Year. After his playing days, he was a broadcaster too, so he's always been involved in football.
I enjoyed him as an announcer. So that's crazy, because you said he was. Did you say Bart Starr or did you say Walter Payton?
It said Bart Starr.
Okay. So Bart. Yeah, that's. I think we got another dude.
Yeah.
That's named that. Yeah, so that's just. I really like John Lynch. He automatically came to mind to me as far as the Mount Rushmore of the Buccaneers. So the next guy I have on this is another guy. You can't. I mean, he just synonymous with the Buccaneers, and that's Warren Sapp.
Yep.
Played for the University of Miami. He got drafted in the first round by the Buccaneers, and part of that he was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team Pro Bowl, two-time second team All Pro. Did I say 4-time? Did I call it All Pro the first time? I think so. Anyway, he was part of the 1990s second team All Decade team. 2000s, he was first team All Decade team. He was a Heisman finalist at college.
Wow.
He won the Lombardi Award winner and the Bronco Nagurski trophy.
You had to throw that one.
I had to.
Sure.
As soon as I saw that, I didn't know that they named a trophy after Bronco. So.
No, yeah.
But during his, professional career, he had 96.5 sacks. I think 74 of those, I think, came as a Buccaneer. But he was also part of that Super Bowl team, the 2000 team, 2002 team, 37, Super Bowl 37 that won the title.
Yep.
Yeah, Warren Sapp was definitely anchored that defensive line.
Cool. That about good on him?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I'll move on to Rondé Barber. I always like finding out little things about players, and his full name is Jamal Orondo Barber, and it means firstborn son because he was born 7 minutes before his twin, Kiki Barber. So, that's his real name. He was with Tampa Bay from 97 to 2012, cornerback, obviously. Some of the highlights were a Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro. He led the league in interceptions in 2001. At the University of Virginia, he was ACC Rookie of the Year, NFL All-Decades Team in 2000s, and Tampa Bay Ring of Honor. Like you said, all these guys are going to be on the Ring of Honor. But...
Yeah. I was, I feel like he's got one of those stats that he's like one of the rare corners that has this many interceptions and this many sacks. I think he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
But Rondé's just kind of epitomizes the Buccaneers. He's one of those guys that you see as one of the old time Super Bowl Bucs, but he played for so much longer after that team's kind of lost in your memories kind of. So,
sure. Yep.
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago that he was playing. When did you say he retired in 2012?
Yep.
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, man.
I know. We're getting old, dude.
Yeah. The last guy I'm going to talk about is Leroy Selmon. He followed his brothers Lucius and Dewey to Oklahoma. He played for the Sooners, and they won the title in 74 and 75. In 76, he was the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Wow. He
won the Lombardi and the Outland Trophy in 75. Barry Switzer, how about those Cowboys, Barry Switzer, says he's the best player that he ever coached.
Oh, wow.
He coached Brian Bosworth, coached that Super Bowl Cowboys team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he says Selmon is the greatest player he ever coached. Wow. He was nicknamed the Gentle Giant. College Football News says he's the 21st best player in college football history.
Oh, wow.
And you think about college football has way more players than NFL football, and they're saying he's the 21st best player ever to play college football.
Wow.
Sports Illustrated said he's part of the NCAA All-Century team. I mean, this guy was just a giant in college. He was named to the College Football Hall of Fame in 1988. He was once he got to the NFL, he went to 6 straight Pro Bowls. He won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award in 1979. He was a first team All-Pro 3 times and second team All-Pro twice. In 1995, he got voted to the Hall of Fame. He's the first first player that played most of his career with the Buccaneers to make the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
He was ranked number 98 on the NFL's all-time century team.
Oh, yep.
Pro Football Weekly named him to the all 3-4 defense. So if they were going to make a 3-4 defense, he would be one of the defensive linemen on that team.
Nice.
One of his coaches said, Selmon has no peers. Another coach said, a grown man at work amongst a bunch of boys. He was wow. Leroy, you don't, like, whenever you talk about NFL greats, Leroy gets forgotten because, unless you like football and football history, there's a lot of people probably out there that never even heard of this guy. And it's because he played on some really, really bad teams.
Just kind of bring this back to, the sports card aspect of our show. Doesn't that make you want to have one of his cards?
Oh, dude, I'm going to have one of his cards.
That's what's so great about this whole series, man. And I think we're gonna talk about that a little bit when it's all done.
Yeah.
What it's done to us collecting wise.
Yeah.
Leroy
is somebody that I'd heard before. Mm-hmm. I honestly, whenever we did the research, I honestly was thinking he would possibly be the face of the franchise, but we're getting to that.
I was just going to say, I can't believe that was the last one we're talking about because there's one big one left off, Mm-hmm. So you want to jump into him?
Derek Brooks, he was a 2-time consensus All-American at FSU. The Buccaneers drafted him in 95. I don't think I have that written down, actually, but I think it was 1995. When he played for the Bucs, he made it to 11 Pro Bowls, was a 9-time All-Pro, 5 as a first-teamer, 4 as a second-teamer. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 2002 and won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers that year. He was part of the 2000s All-Decade team, part of the NFL's 100th anniversary team. He made it to the Hall of Fame in 2014. Man of the Year in 2000. Bart Starr award winner in 2004. His number 55 is retired by the Buccaneers. Number 10 retired by the Seminoles. He was a tackle machine. 1,715 career tackles. He had 25 picks, 24 forced fumbles, 7 defensive touchdowns, only 13 and a half sacks, which means that Derek Brooks played in the middle of the field a lot.
Yeah.
But, he was, like I said, Derek Brooks was just when we were doing this, looked like the consensus best player in Buccaneers history.
Yeah, I think it said that he's considered the best, one of the best players in franchise history, and one of the best linebackers in NFL history.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Another one, man, where I think you said you may have even already grabbed a couple of them.
I've got some of his rookie cards. It would be cool to see what his autograph looks like, and maybe have to snag one of those too.
Yeah, for sure.
But Derek Brooks is our face of the franchise.
Nice. Well, man, that's gonna
Hey, one note. every single guy that we mentioned, that we went into depth on, all defensive players, which is, that's you guys that like your defensive guys, those Baltimore Raven fans, Buccaneers are right up there with those Baltimore Ravens as far as defensive guys.
For sure, man. Well, one down, 2 more to go, and we'll wrap the series up, man.
Yeah.
Let's call a wrap to this one. Episode 90, Monday Mount Rushmore, Tampa Bay Buccaneers with us.
Yeah. Skol Brothers out.